Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 2nd of October 2020. Welcome to video number 280. Today I want to talk about self-esteem and kind of self-worth. Because you see, I see so many people, and it doesn't really matter if they're 15 or 55. It doesn't really matter if they're women or men or I don't know what else you can be. But I can see people struggling with this. And if you are struggling with your self-esteem and self-worth, how you see yourself, and you've got issues with this, it's terrible. But then if you're a guy, it's even worse. Because I talk about it all the time, you want to lead, and how do you expect to make it happen if you're struggling with your own self-esteem? You're not going to be a good husband, you're not going to be a good father, you're not going to be a good friend for that respect. So that's why let's try to talk about it. And I want to talk about like basics today, and tomorrow I want to go into some avenue connected to that might be interesting for some of you who may be heartbroken. But going back to subjects of today's video, let's look at it this way. Many of us defined self-confidence and self-esteem and self-worth in completely wrong place, and that's why we think that we're working on it, we think that we're making progress, but in some cases we might even going back. We might regress rather than make progress. Because first thing that it's kind of important, at least from my point of view, is to understand that self-confidence is not something that you look in people. It's not something that you try to find in the group. And I know that it's kind of natural, even I would say, for you being teenager or in early 20s and look your own place in a group. You want to belong, and that's obvious. But you see, the problem is that if you build your own self-worth and self-esteem in what other people say about you, what the group thinks about you, you're going to get completely wrong picture for a few different reasons. Because let's look at it this way. If you don't know who you are, or at least you're just trying to find out, but it's not really clear to you, you may want to try to be a person who is acting to reply for the demand that it's from the group. And it might be surprising that that you're part of the group and we laugh all the time. Cool, so you try to be funny. From time to time we out of nowhere we try to talk about really important subjects, like important things that people are struggling with, like relationships, like some philosophical subjects, some religious subjects, and then you try to be intelligent, you try to be knowledgeable. Then we try to do something completely different in their group. We try to do something physical, like going for a walk, spending weekend on mountains or on lakes, and then you try to show that you're tough. And let's say it's like nobody is best at everything. Kind of the contrary. You would rather have few things that you're really good in, and the rest, well. So that's why if you're trying to fake that you're good at everything, very quickly group will figure it out that you're faking it all, and nobody will respect you. And that's one of the major issues that young people do. They try to find their own worth in the group. You've got to understand that if you're really working on being intelligent, if you're really working on being knowledgeable or strong or funny, the group is your testing ground. Those people will tell you if they resonate with I don't know, the level of intelligence that you try to bring to the table. They'll confirm or deny that you're funny. You see what I'm saying? But it doesn't say anything about you. It say about how this group reacts to you. Because maybe in one group they'll tell you that you're completely boring and unintelligent and not funny, and the other group will tell you completely opposite thing. So that's why the major thing that, at least from my perspective, is crucial to understand about self-esteem, and out of that self-worth that you have, this how you really react when you see yourself in a mirror, this is built on you looking at yourself, not at the group. You can test something with people, but you build it with yourself. Because this is the best part. The whole thing, how you build your self-esteem, is basically knowing what you're good at, what you're completely terrible at, and what you're supposed to do with this. If you're good at something, or at least you can see potential, that it's interesting to you, you can see that you're making progress really fast, maybe faster than others, be good at this. And then share it, help others with this, with the things that you've learned. Awesome. That's how you build your self-confidence in that particular area. But if you're terrible at something, why would you try to be and try to fake that you're not? If some people talk about politics, you hate politics, why would you even open your mouth? Why would you? This time is a good time to sit, to sit in silence. And if someone will ask you, what do you think about it? You can say, you see, I don't care about politics because I don't see many things that connect people. I see a lot of things that, it divides. That's why I don't pay attention to this. And people will say, this is a legit argument. They may agree with it or not, doesn't really matter, but you have your own opinion, have your own stand in this particular subject, and many people will say, respect. And you can continue sitting in silence. Or you may want to, whether that's politics or something else, you may have completely no idea, but you may say, listen, it sounds interesting. I have completely no idea what you're talking about. Could you explain it for in layman terms, for someone who has completely no idea what this whole thing means to a normal person? And then by just asking questions, saying nothing, just asking questions, you may be seen as an intelligent person. And that's how you grow. That's why everything is about you. You may test it with people, but it's all about looking at yourself and figuring out what I'm good at and pursuing that. And if I'm bad at something, sitting quiet, in silence, or asking questions. That's it. And you'll see if you'll do that, people will completely see you in a different light. But second thing, which is kind of interesting, how you progress in all of this, is that in some form, when you grow up, when you becoming much more mature, the best thing is to see that you're capable of fluently going from one thing to another. But not trying to fake here and there, but just being able to find yourself, know exactly where you on this whole social level or social ladder. Am I good at this? And I'm supposed to open my mouth and just say, listen, this is what I think, but I've seen this or that, I experienced this, and I read, and so on and so on. Or what are the things that you're not good at and you're supposed to be quiet or ask questions because you want to be better at it? Because your attitude will tell other people what do you think about yourself, or whether you're faking, whether you're trying to prove that you're someone else or not. And if you're gonna become much more mature, you'll be able to fluently go from subject to subject and find yourself react with the proper level of interaction in each one of them. And many times you're gonna find yourself in a group of people, and you'll see that there are people who are, dancing on a dance floor over there, people talking politics over here, people laughing at jokes over there, people are talking about relationships or something, abstract like quantum physics over there. You can choose. And then the best part of all of this is not only just because you're maturing just because you are able to be fluent, but then you don't have to prove anything to anyone. So you can just join the group that you want. You can join the group that you want to learn from, or you can join the group that you can say something interesting or something smart. Or maybe you just don't want to talk with anyone today, even though you're mastering all of those subjects, and you may say, I'm going to go for a walk. Whether I'm going to go alone, whether I'm going to go with someone, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go for a walk. And even if you go with someone, you can spend this time talking with this person about something completely different, or you can just go and walk in silence. Just because you can. And that's maturity. But point number 3, for us guys, it is so crucial. So we would not learn how to just go through faking through life. Because the moment you get into your relationship, your girl gonna see through you like this. Your kids gonna see through you like this. So if you're gonna be faking it all, there'll be no authority, no respect, no real love. Because if you're just a poser, bro, and it doesn't matter if you're 15 or you're 55. It's even worse if you're older. So that's why if you want to have an authority in your relationship, if you want to be loved by your girl because she can count on you, the best thing is to know yourself. Because the amazing thing is the more you're getting mature in knowing yourself and knowing where to open your mouth and when to keep them shut, and your intelligence rises, you're kind of being able to see what's going on rises. It makes you become a person of very unique characteristics. Because you can have two people completely the same level of intelligence, the same level of being funny, the same level of whatever, and each of this people will have different kind of flavor, different. They're going to be very unique in how they propose or how they see things and how they talk about it. That's why even if you have two the same people, one will be liked by this group of people, one group will be liked by this group of people, and that's completely okay. And it doesn't say anything about you, it says about the group. Because your thing that you're supposed to do is just to know who you are and just provide the service. And those people who resonate with you, they'll come to you and they'll say, that was smart, that was awesome, thank you for help, that really changed the way I looked at things. And the same thing is going to be happening with your girl, with your kids. If they know that you're proud of your uniqueness and you really know what are the things that you want to bring to the table, and they'll be able to count on you, they'll be able to come to you because they know that my father is good at A, B, C, D. And I need to find someone else in subject, Z to something else. Just because my father says, listen, I have nothing. I don't know anything about it. Let me help you find someone that you'll be able to learn from about this particular subject because I'm not good at this and I'm not going to lie to you. That might change the perspective. So that's why, this is what I want you to take from this video. Self-esteem and self-worth is not built on you trying to fake something, trying to become someone that you're not. No, completely the contrary. Self-esteem and self-confidence and self-worth is built on you knowing who you are, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and knowing and deciding what to do with this. Because then you become a unique person, unique personality, and you'll see that the more unique you become, the more people that resonate with this kind of, way of looking at things and the world, they will come to you and you will find your group of people. That's why think about it and do something about it. And stop being a poser. Learn and challenge yourself with knowing who is the guy that you see in the mirror. If you like this video, like, share, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, give me a shout, DM me, and I'll be glad to talk about it and do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.